Okay, y'all, we back in here again. Welcome to another episode of the Pick Corner. I'm your host, Raheem Jones. Tonight's episode is going to be interesting. I have with me Valentino, born in Roma, Intense, and it's something I purchased recently. Really love it for the spring. I know the last video we talked about spring scents and different things. This one is definitely a great scent for the spring. But before we jump into that, I definitely invite you, if you're new to the channel, to like, subscribe, tap the notification bell, do all that stuff again that the YouTubers tell you to do. But we definitely invite you to consume this content. You know, we're going to talk about fragrance, we're going to talk about fashion, we're going to talk about tech from time to time. But again, the channel's focus is fragrance. We're going to talk a lot about it. It's a passion of mine. It's a passion of my mentors. And I'm very excited to bring more content to you. So definitely be sure, like, subscribe. Also, in addition to that, follow us on social media. We have a presence on TikTok, and we are also on Instagram. And you can follow us at The Pick Corner for both. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into it, right? So this particular scent, I was at, I think it was Sephora. Yeah, I was at Sephora, and you know, doing my usual thing, just walking around, smelling different things, and I sprayed this particular scent. I have the Born in Roma Intense, and I love that fragrance. That particular fragrance, a friend of mine, Leslie, she works at Sephora. She actually recommended that one to me. I smelled it, walked around with it, did my usual spray, walk around. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Fell in love with the whole Valentino line, particularly the Born in Roma line. But with that, I saw this and I said I have to try it because I love the Intense so much. So with that, I went ahead and I purchased it, and needless to say, I mean, the bottle, you know, it's your usual Valentino bottle. It's a beautiful bottle, absolutely beautiful. Atomizer is top tier, beautiful mist. Whew. Yeah, the opening is absolutely gorgeous. So to kind of break this fragrance down, again, this is a springtime fragrance that you can wear. And with it, like in its opening, I mean, you smell bergamot. We talked about that in the last video. Bergamot being that like orange citrusy note that you smell in the top. But what's unique about this, and is very pronounced, is the coffee. There's coffee in the middle notes. And that coffee accord, it just gives you this a little bit of warmth, but like a bit of a sweetness, but it's also kind of earthy. I know it's weird to kind of, you know, to kind of describe, but it definitely has a little earthiness to it. But I think also the earthiness in this particular fragrance is also coming from, there's Haitian Vetiver in the base. And I think we talked about Vetiver in the last video, how some Vetivers can smell different than others. I did a little bit more digging about it because, again, by no means am I an expert in anything. I learn, I research, I try my best to understand what it is that I'm smelling, what it is that I'm wearing. And with that, what I discovered is there's, well, at least from what I've read, there's two different kinds of commonly used Vetivers. One is Haitian. Haitian is like probably one of the most popular. And then there's Indonesian. So with the Haitian Vetiver, you're getting a cleaner and a more floral approach to the Vetiver. So that's why I believe, you know, that earthy kind of smell that I'm kind of picking up initially is, I believe it's from that Vetiver. Indonesian Vetiver is actually a lot smokier, it's a lot warmer. Something definitely that is not in this. But this scent here, again, it just smells so clean, so fresh. It's perfect, again, for the summertime. I really thoroughly enjoy this particular fragrance. With this fragrance, I like to spray 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a springtime fragrance. your body heat. It's going to make it project more. It's going to perform really, really well. I think when I've worn this fragrance, I've gotten about roughly a good 6-7 hours out of it. So it's, you know, it's a pretty good fragrance. And again, springtime is perfect for that. Absolutely perfect for it. I think with this particular fragrance here, you could also layer it if you wanted to, but honestly, it's such a beautiful fragrance, and just to not really mess up what they're trying to do here with this, and because it's so unique, I would say wear it by itself, because it's just formulated perfect. I mean, the balance on this thing, it's just, again, the same impression that I had when I got the Born in Roma Intense. It's like the same impression with this particular fragrance. It's absolutely, absolutely amazing. I love it. I think you should get it. Now, in terms of price, the 100 milliliter bottle, if you buy it directly from Valentino, I think they're charging something crazy, like $160 or something like that, I believe. Let me just double check the price. It is, yeah, 160 bucks. But you can go to Ulta, you can go probably to Sephora, you can go to Macy's, and you can pick up a bottle, 100 milliliters, 125. So I always say, whenever you buy fragrances, with a lot of designer fragrances especially, they have a tendency of offering the fragrance along with aftershave or some kind of body soap or something, just as a gift set. Don't get the gift sets. They're not worth it. Just go ahead, get you a bigger bottle, spend the extra on the bigger bottle, moisturize, spray your fragrance, let that fragrance do its thing. You don't want to go too crazy with wearing aftershave along with the fragrance itself, along with the body. It's just too much. Like you're gonna overpower the room, overpower the room, and it's not gonna be a pleasant experience for anybody by any stretch of the imagination. But reasonable price, again, for Valentino, $125. You can probably score it on FragranceNet. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but this is a website that Doug actually used to send me to for all of my fragrances, and generally speaking, you can get like 30% off each time you purchase. So it's definitely worth taking a look at FragranceNet.com. You can probably score it on there for a little bit cheaper as well. But it's a beautiful scent. I think it's well worth the money. And again, Valentino, that Born in Roma, I mean, it's something special. I consider this line to be one of my signatures. I know I say that a lot. It's just recently I feel like I've been just locked into scents that just was really pleasing to the nose. And I've gotten some great fragrances. Like my scent of the day for today, for example, was Yves Saint Laurent, or better known as YSL. It was the L'Homme. And that one, I think I sprayed them at the same time when I was in Sephora. I think I sprayed the L'Homme on one hand, and then I sprayed the Born in Roma on the other hand. And I just walked around all day long just, oh, that smells great. Oh, that smells great. And then kind of going back and forth. And then I think like the next day I ended up buying the L'Homme. And then I got the Valentino like a couple days later. But again, beautiful fragrance. I highly recommend this one. I know it's been out a while. This is, I believe this is the newest release from Valentino for the men. I believe. I know it's been out a couple of months or a few months. But it's a beautiful fragrance. But that's it. That's all I have for this episode today. Thank you for tuning in again. Like, subscribe, and stay locked in for more content. I mean, this thing, we're gonna grow it. We're gonna polish it. We're gonna fine tune things, and try to present the best content to you as possible. So I look forward to that. Look forward to this journey. Definitely appreciate you for tuning in today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one.